Row 18, plot 20.
Hey everybody, welcome to Now It's Dark. I'm Jim, and today is Wednesday, and I'm going to do a review of the entire season, the entire 8 episodes, spoiler-free, of the Netflix show Wednesday, based on the characters created by Charles Addams. Wednesday focuses primarily on Wednesday Addams, but all the family are involved in the story. And I'm going to do my best to not spoil anything because this just released on November 23rd, so you may not have seen every episode yet, but you're certainly familiar with what's going on because this show has gone viral. And it's just amazing. So let's run down some of the major cast first. Jenna Ortega is playing Wednesday Addams. In real life, she's 20 years old. Wednesday in the show is 15, and then has her 16th birthday within the show. That is a plot thread, so to speak. Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia, Louis Guzman as Gomez, Isaac Ordonez, gosh, I really hope I said that right, I hope I wrote that down correctly, as Pugsley, and Fred Armisen as Uncle Fester. And I will tell you, when Uncle Fester shows up, I was confused. I was like, is that Fred Armisen? But then the voice, he does do a Uncle Fester voice, reminiscent from the old original TV series, and kind of like the Christopher Lloyd version as well. The one thing I did like, while in the show Uncle Fester is definitely a little quirky, he's not a bumbling idiot. He has like a established backstory that makes him more of a smarter person, so to speak. So I'm not going to give away too much. And Thing was played by Victor Dorobantes. And again, I hope I pronounced that right. And Thing was done all live action with blue screen on the Victor. And he was an actor that they found right there in Romania. This was filmed, in location, not in like a Hollywood studio lot. And I appreciate that. Some of the other notable cast, there's a pretty extensive cast because we're talking about this Nevermore Academy that Wednesday is sent to. And some of the other notable characters are Thora Birch, Ricky Lindholm, Jamie McShane, Hunter Doohan, Georgie Farmer, Musa Mustafa, Emma Myers, Naomi J. Ogawa, Joy Sunday, and Percy Hines White. And, of course, we all know Christina Ricci. Ricci is also in this, and she plays a great character. And, obviously we all know her from the Addams Family and the Addams Family Values movie. This show right now, again, it's 8 episodes. They're about 45 to 52 minutes apiece. It's an easy Sunday binge. That's what I did. I binged them all over the weekend and got my fix. I may actually watch this again because I'm sure there's things I missed. I'm not sure if I just said it. It was 8.5 rating on IMDb, and I would definitely agree with this. This is a cross of genres. It crosses from comedy, crime, family, fantasy, and mystery. It's a TV 14 rating since it's a TV series. There are deaths, there are murder, there are monsters, there's stabbings, there's gunshots, and there's monsters that do their slashing and things. There's fire, there's explosions, there's a lot of excitement, a lot of great things. So the storyline is, real briefly, a sleuthing, supernaturally infused mystery charting Wednesday Addams' years as a student at Nevermore Academy. Wednesday's attempts to master her emerging psychic ability thwart a monstrous killing spree that has terrorized the local town, and solve the supernatural mystery that embroiled her parents 25 years ago, all while navigating her new and very tangled relationships at Nevermore. Nevermore Academy is based on Edgar Allan Poe, and that does play into that. So, my thoughts on this show. I love it. It's great. Jenna Ortega is brilliant. She does such a good job. She should win an Oscar. She should win an Emmy. She should win a Tony. She should win a free Little Caesars pizza. She should win all the awards for everything. She even learned how to play the cello for this, which is great, because they use that a couple of times throughout the series. And I'm a fan of cello music. I'm a fan of that sound. So it's very good. So they do a good job of separating you from your wanting to compare to the cartoon movies that have recently come out, or the older Addams Family and Addams Family Values. They do a really good job right away of distinguishing these characters while still giving those characters their traits from their origins, from Charles Addams' vision. They do a great job of giving, as that synopsis that I just read, 25 years earlier at Nevermore is when Morticia and Gomez had met. So there's some mystery involved, some unfinished business, so to speak, that kind of gets stirred up when Wednesday shows up. The local town has some local lore to it as well, that also is a major plot thread. But about the second episode in, something kind of dawned on me. A lot of very familiar things started to kind of like pop into my head, and it's because of being a huge fan of the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina show that was tragically ended much too soon, and also because I recently watched the Monster High live action movie, and it's coincidental, and you can only do maybe so many things with having a school with gifted children in it, kids that have different backgrounds. There's the sirens, there's the wolf pack, there's the vampires, there's all these groups, and we learn through the story that Wednesday has premonitions and visions and things, and that is something that we didn't know before this series, and she wants to be an author. There's like a underlying storyline about her spending an hour every day to write her novel, and in the series she gets compared to Mary Shelley, who is the author of Frankenstein, and how she had wrote that story at a very young age, and so Wednesday is trying to beat that. And throughout that, she's very interested in solving these murders that are happening, and these sightings of monsters, and this tangled web of darkness in the town that has a unique relationship with the Nevermore school. So the town are looked at as normies by the students and the faculty of the school, and of course the town views the Nevermore Academy as the freaks. So there's like tension, but then there's also a relationship there that's held together through the headmistress of the school and the sheriff to some degree of the town, but the mayor most of all. There are a lot of twists and turns. Wednesday Addams is really kind of like a dark Nancy Drew that also had a CW TV series. So I've really got a lot of those vibes from the show. The setting is great. The music is great. The lighting is perfect. All the colors are perfect. Everything's perfect. It's just, for me personally, I've watched so many previous things that I definitely got Nancy Drew from the CW vibes, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and the Monster High movie, which is the cheesiest of all of those that I mentioned. So the comparison to Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is meant in a nice way, because I did enjoy that show. So this does have like that coming of age story as well to it, where Wednesday Addams is learning to cope with having to have interpersonal relationships because she now has a roommate, Enid, who has her storyline as well, and she has to build these other relationships, and she's like confused and conflicted because she doesn't want to show emotion, and she explains that in the story. It's really well done. The writing is pretty interesting for that, and I think a lot of us can relate to, like, we build walls and we don't want to let those walls be invaded by other people. We want to just stick to ourselves and do our thing and focus, and that is her primary goal, but she keeps being unfocused by other people, either dying mysteriously or because they want to be a part of her life. And there is like a unique love triangle. Like, she has some suitors that are interested in her. So again, it's very like, that part of the story is where it gets to be like that CW-ish feel to it, where there's, and this happened in Sabrina and in Monster High, where there's like interests and blah blah blah, and yeah. So, but there is definitely a lot of good action. I wouldn't say gore, but there's violence, there's murders, there's killings. Of course, there is the most important, most viral dance craze. If you look at TikTok at all, or even maybe my shorts, everybody's doing that crazy dance thing. It's very catchy. She did a great job with that. So overall, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going very long. I definitely recommend watching the Wednesday show on Netflix. 45 minutes a day put aside, or binge watch it all at once. You will not be disappointed. I give it very, very high ratings, and I would hope that they're gonna do 2 more seasons minimal. Get her through high school, because I assume at 15, 16 that she was in 10th grade, and that would be sophomore, so we could have junior and senior year, or they could even break it up by semesters, and it could be multiple year running long. So let me know if you've seen Wednesday and what you thought of it in the comments down below. If you'd like to see more current reactions from me, reviews of movies as they come out, let me know that as well, because I would appreciate the input. And I will talk to you all later. Thank you. So